Hey kids, welcome to another edition of Cooking with Dad. And today I'm going to show you how to make banana bread. So, if you have some overripe bananas that have been sitting around, if you've ever baked banana bread, first thing you think of when you see overly ripe bananas is, I got to make banana bread. So make sure you hang on to those and make banana bread out of them because they're definitely sweeter when they're overly ripe and they're easy to mash. So, and you'll see that when I'm making this. So, but first I do have a dad joke for you. So, did you hear about the bunch of bananas that decided to make their own crypto? Yeah, they're going to call it banana bread. So anyway, let's get started. Okay. So I've got kind of prepared the ingredients already, but we're just going to walk through them real quick. I'm also going to have this in in the description of the video so you can reference it there as well. But let's just walk through the things that you're going to need. So you need 1 cup of sugar. I already have the 1 cup of sugar already prepared here. 1/3 cup margarine or butter, softened. So this stick of butter is a 1/2 cup, but right on the side it actually shows you what a 1/3 cup looks like. So we'll just walk through that just in case you've never seen that before. And then 2 eggs and 1.5 cups mashed ripe bananas. So we have our overly ripe bananas. And the nice thing about overly ripe bananas, they might not be so great to actually eat, but they're more sweet. As they ripen, they tend to be sweeter than ones that aren't this ripe. So. And we need, 1/3 cup of water. I got that. We're going to need 1 2/3 cups flour. Okay, there you go. And there was a note that said not self-rising flour, so this is just regular flour. Okay, I don't know that you needed to know that, but just in case, I'm going to throw that in there. And then you'll need a teaspoon baking soda. Okay, and you'll need 1/2 teaspoon salt, and you'll need 1/4 teaspoon baking powder. And so what I've done is I went ahead and combined all those right here. They're already here because you want to, like I've talked about before, you want to make sure with powdered ingredients, especially when you're dealing with baking soda, baking powder, you want to make sure that those get mixed in good. So we'll just we'll use a little fork and we'll stir this up, then we'll add it to our other dry ingredient flour, and we'll mix that up good to make sure it gets all the way through. Because if, like I said before, if you mix this in with your wet ingredients and it comes in a clump, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do, and then it also will taste really bitter in that one clump that it's in. So, okay, that's a good hint for you. And then it says 1/2 cup chopped nuts, but I like extra nuts in mine, so I went a little bit overboard. This is even a little more than a cup. The ingredient says, 1/2 cup, but this is my own. And so I'm adding extra nuts because I like that. So, all right, so we'll pull it closer so you can take a look. A few things you'll need too. You'll need a loaf pan like this. We've had this around for many, many years. Used it for a lot of different banana breads over the years, and zucchini bread, and a few different other breads we've baked in there. And then you'll want to have a rubber spatula. I've talked about rubber spatulas before to get the rest of the stuff out. Let me just grab my rubber spatula. This is one that I have. It's a Christmas one. I think I got it from my sister. All I want for Christmas is another cookie. That's what it says on it, but it works well for getting the rest of the stuff out when you get down to it. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to preheat our oven to 350. So let's do that. There we go. Okay, and now we're gonna grease the bottom of the pan. Okay, I'm just gonna use some Pam though. So shoot, should have had that ready. Okay, and then I just spray the bottom of this with cooking oil. Okay. Okay, set that aside. All right, now we need to mix our butter and our sugar together. Okay, This is a dry ingredient, I get it, but we're gonna mix these two together. We're gonna mix the butter with the sugar, kind of like in my last video on the cookies. This will kind of get it all to cling together, but let's just show you this. So I need a 1/3 cup. See that? So I'm just gonna cut it at a 1/3 cup, and then I'm gonna actually soften this. Okay, do you see that? I just went ahead and cut it at a 1/3 cup. See that? Okay, so now I'm just gonna unwrap this, and I'm gonna put it in my microwave for about 30 seconds. Okay, looks like maybe 30 seconds was a little bit too long for that. It's kind of soupy. It's not hot though, so I think it's fine. Like I said in a previous video, I would just let that set at room temperature for a while, but we're trying to kind of speed this along. So, all right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the sugar and the margarine or butter. Okay, so here's our sugar. Let's just go ahead and put that in here. And we can use our spatula. Easy for me to say, right? So let's see, get the rest of it out of there. These rubber spatulas are ideal whenever you're baking, so they don't cost a whole lot too, so nice to have them around. Okay. There you go. And then now we'll just go ahead and mix that up. Okay, I'll put this aside. Okay, so now we'll just mix that together. Just so everything clings together, right? Okay, now we're gonna put in the 2 eggs. We'll add those. Let me set this off to the side here for now. Okay. That's that one. And if when you're cracking these, you notice that you put any shells in here, you want to pick those out. I don't like finding shells in my stuff. I don't know about you. So, okay. And what you could do is you could crack the eggs over here and just make sure you don't put any shells in it, because it's probably easier to get them out, but I didn't do that. I was playing without a net there, but that's okay. We're good here. Okay. Stir in eggs until blended, and then add bananas and water, and then beat for 30 seconds. Okay, so now we just need to take these out of here, and these can be a little bit, when they're mushy, they can be a little bit gross, but okay, not too bad. See that? It doesn't look all that bad inside there. They just don't come out as easy as a regular banana. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that with the rest of them. Okay. Now we're just gonna mash those up good. Doesn't take much because they're pretty soft right now, right? Okay. Don't need to over mash them, but you want to mash them up like that. Okay, and like I said, with a fork like that, kind of pushing it through. That's how you can mix things. You just push it right on through. See that? Okay. You can do it with bananas that aren't as ripe, but like I said, they're sweeter when they're overripe like that, and plus it's way easier to do this to them. Right, much easier. Okay, so we're gonna add the bananas. Okay, that's actually, I'm gonna keep that. like our oven's ready to go. Okay, doing that, and then we're gonna add the water, 1/3 cup of water. I think I've done it before where I didn't even add the water, and I think it was fine. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure this stuff is all mixed up, right? Our different baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Okay, and now we're gonna mix that in here. Okay, and we'll do that, and make sure that's mixed good, right? Like we said, can't emphasize that enough. Mix that good. Okay, we're getting close now. Let's go ahead and just mix that up good. You have to be careful so it doesn't spill out of your bowl, right? Okay. Looking good. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like that. Okay. I can really smell the bananas. It smells so good. Okay. Now we're gonna add our nuts to it. Again, walnuts is pretty good for a lot of applications like this. So there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're just about there. Using my trusty rubber spatula, you'll be able to get everything out of here. And here we go. Let's see. I usually make 2 of these at a time. It all depends on how many bananas you have. You know, we could have just used, if we had 6 bananas, we could have made 2, 3 and 3, right? But I actually had 5 bananas, so I'm just gonna make 1. There you go. That's all there is to it, and just gonna throw that in the oven for 55 to 60 minutes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in for 55 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so like I've mentioned before, and I just can't emphasize it enough, so 55 minutes, that's how long we've got. Perfect time to clean up your kitchen. Go ahead and just put everything away, and then all we gotta do, we're just gonna pull that thing out of the oven and everything's already clean. It needs to sit for a little bit. I think you wanna let it, cool completely. It smells good when it first comes out, so you're tempted to wanna, go ahead and dive in, but it really needs to kind of set, so you wanna let it cool for a time. So we've got a lot of time before we can actually eat that thing. So yeah, so now would be a great time to just go ahead and clean your kitchen up, because then when you're done, you're really done. We got about 10 seconds left. We're gonna go ahead and pull this out of here, and then you just test it with a toothpick to see what that looks like. I gotta go find a toothpick, so here we go. 1 second. Okay. Ooh, that looks so good. Look at that. Nice. Okay, let me turn off the timer. I just want to turn off the timer, not the oven, just because I want to check this first. All right, we're going to go ahead and put a toothpick in it. And it came out clean, so it's good. If you put that toothpick in there and it came out and it had stuff on it, you probably would need to let it cook a little bit longer. Ooh, actually, you know what? That over here, so when I was doing this, it was kind of scraping it off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back in, okay? Because you can see it's still kind of gooey in the center here. Okay? Okay, I went another 10 minutes, and now we're gonna go ahead and check this again here. Yeah, see, that came out clean. So it's good. So now we're gonna let this set here for 5 minutes, and then we'll kind of work it out and then just pop it out and let it set on this board by itself without the pan. And then probably for about an hour, let it completely cool, and then it's good to go. Okay, so now we're just gonna work our way around it. And the we sprayed the bottom with Pam, remember that? So you should just be able to pop it out once we work it around the edges. Been sitting there for about 5 minutes, so the pan's still kind of hot. Should be good now though. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. It's looking good. Okay. Kind of warm. Okay. Now just let that sit for about an hour, and then we'll be able to slice it. Just slice it about, however thick you want it. A lot of times I've seen them pretty thick. Like if you go to a coffee shop, they'll give you a big old slice like that, but that'll cost you like $3, right? So this thing's anyway. There you go. Okay, so that's all there is to making banana bread. Zucchini bread's very similar, and maybe we'll do that at some point, but that's how you make banana bread. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was fairly simple for you so that you can make it for yourself if you like banana bread, and if you have some overripe bananas sitting around, you may as well give it a shot. So, all right, so thanks for watching, and God bless you.